What's going on, y'all? It's your guy Tez the Fi,
Your boy CJ 100.
and we are the Fi 100 Podcast. Back at y'all again with another podcast episode.
Yes, sir.
And my boy, we got one on tap. You know what I'm saying? I know this one gonna be a attention grabber.
Facts.
So man, on this one, we gonna be talking about Kevin Samuels.
The guy.
Yes, sir.
The quote-unquote Godfather.
The Godfather. One of the things that I want to start with when it comes to Mr. Samuels is, I agree with a lot of his points.
Me too.
I'm not gonna say all.
No. Can't do all of them.
No, sir. But I do agree with a lot of them. And I can understand why women are threatened sometimes by his message.
Yeah.
And that's because it's true most of the time for a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do kind of see why it's backlash when it comes to some of his message and some of the things he's saying, even how he delivers his message sometimes. When men speak about Kevin Samuels, it's always so one-sided.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I agree with some stuff, I disagree with some stuff, but we can have our own opinion without being Kevin Samuels puppets or being against the manosphere.
Yeah.
So, how you feel about it, bro? How do you feel about Kevin Samuels overall?
Overall, I think what he's doing is productive. It's a conversation that needs to be had. But just from where he speaks from, as far as the top earners of men and the most beautiful women, you know, it's a small percentage of people. And the majority of people are the ones that kind of feel away. But as far as his overall message and what he stands on, as far as him being the character Kevin Samuels, because we don't know this man for real.
Right.
But just like what we see, I can rock with most of his points because it is going to get us into a place where we have to have a real conversation. And that's kind of what Kevin Samuels has done. But overall, I think he's doing some good work. I just think that it's kind of short-sighted in some of what he has to say, especially when you get to talking about beauty and money.
Yeah.
It's like those things do matter. We all know this. But at what level or when do we start to see it from more of like more in depth?
Yeah.
It's like I think he spends too much time on the surface level, but that's his idea.
Yeah.
He works for him, so whatever. But just my personal opinion, I think that would be one of the issues you could say I have with him.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you definitely don't you don't what they say, chew the meat, spit out the bones.
Yeah.
That's the analogy that a lot of people use. And I feel like he's a person that you have to do that with.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta look at it too. It's an entertainment show.
Yeah.
It's to the point now he still give good advice, but it's hard to keep them 1.2 million followers subscribed if you ain't entertaining.
Right. And his message it's starting to become repetitive to me. But I mean, he's been in it for a minute and he kind of has the same premise of his show. But he does have those episodes where it's like, yeah, that's why he is where he is.
Exactly.
He's good at what he does.
Right. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is some of the messages they do have for women and how a lot of men feel about them. Like I said, we don't agree with every point that he make.
Right.
But some of the points that he make are 100% true, and any real man would agree with those. And as far as the beauty content and the size and all this stuff, I think that's more subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I like plus size women as long as it ain't messing with your health.
Right.
You know? So it's like, you gotta understand where he's coming from. He always speak from a high value man's perspective. And I think that's what throws a lot of men off from him and a lot of women off from him, because it's a lot of women that he let them know from the jump, look, you don't even qualify for this guy.
And they don't like to hear that.
No.
But us as men, you know, what you just said was important. It affects men and women different. But one thing that men can do, what you just did, was you've heard him talk about big women. And you still say, I like big women. It's like men are able to separate our feelings from what reality is or what our preference is before. You know, it's like we just look at it from like we see the forest for the trees.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I agree with that. And I think a lot of men that don't like Kevin Samuels or, don't agree with his message, I think it's because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they pick apart the smallest things and miss the big overall picture.
Right.
So it's like, he said plus size women ain't beautiful. Fuck him. And it's like, wait a minute, what about
I ain't making this money, so I ain't a man. Like, it's like, that ain't what he said.
No.
A lot of people take it that way. But he just said stuff about men that earn less money.
Right.
Like, that doesn't earn that top tier type of money. And men that make less, some men take offense to that. I don't.
Right.
I can understand what he's saying because I mean, we in circles of people that make good damn money. Like, shout out to my boy Rudy. Like,
yes, sir.
He's in the circle where we talking millions of dollars is being made, and it's a difference in mentality between men and money.
Right.
So we get that.
Right. And I think that's one of the biggest criticisms that I don't understand is
right.
Why get upset about a level that you not on?
Yeah.
Just try your best to get there if you want to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's like you complain about being overweight, but you ain't doing nothing to get the weight down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we understand the dichotomy, and especially when it comes to women. I think with a lot of women, they just don't like hearing the truth.
I mean, that's a great point, right? Because a lot of women tend to think that we worship Kevin Samuels because he's speaking for us. Now, he does speak for some men. He don't speak for the 5100 podcast.
No, sir.
Because we even got videos older than Kevin being popping. You know what I'm saying? Of saying some of the same things.
Yep.
We like men. If you a man that I'll put it like this: if you a man that got experience with women, I'm not talking about 1 or 2. I'm not talking about 5. I'm talking about you. You done been out here,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You done had your fun, and you done been in relationships and all that. Been hurt, done the hurting, all that. You understand that there are things that women do that they won't say out loud. The problem is Kevin is saying it.
That's it.
Yeah,
I agree, bro, and that's one of the things that I wanted to get across too. Is like you can take parts of his message without being a fanboy or a dick rider. And I gave advice to one of my cousins, and the first thing she asked me was, "You must listen to Kevin Samuels." I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I had these viewpoints before Kevin Samuels was even as big and popular as he is now. It's like you automatically get thrown into that. You just like Kevin Samuels. You one of them type of guys.
And it's like the problem with that is basically that they only do that because they're trying to find a hole to poke in the message.
Yep.
And they don't like Kevin Samuels, and there are a lot of people that don't. So for her to say, "Oh, you must listen to Kevin Samuels," she knows men say this regardless.
Right.
But it's the fact that he's a figure that's public. He's got a lot of juice. He's making some money, so he's in the forefront of it. So let me attack that, and maybe I can attack the message. But you can't.
Right.
It still stands. Like, us as men go through this stuff, and we see what women do. Women cannot take criticism very well. It's just the reality. It can be your girl, the girl down the block, the girl on the corner selling pussy. It don't matter who it is. Like, they don't take criticism well.
Right. And when you meet a guy that's so blunt with it,
yes,
it's like, damn. But it's like, look, man, medicine ain't supposed to be good. It don't matter how much bubblegum juice flavor you
that
put
shit was disgusting.
But the medicine is there for a reason. I think that's part of the reason why he get a lot of heat on the women's side. I just feel like the truth hurt. And a lot of them women, especially when they listen to him emotionally, it's like he's speaking to me. It's like, wait a minute, he ain't speaking to you directly. And I think that's one of the things that me and you for sure done been able to understand. He's not speaking to Tez the Fire or CJ 100. He's speaking a message that's generalized.
Because he has to.
He got to.
He can't speak to every single man or woman. So you have, and I can't stand when people do that. It's like you do it all, every single person generalized.
Yep.
And I can't stand when you don't like the argument. You want to go, well, not all. And it's like, bro, that's understood. And we do that. We have to fucking, every time we do a video, especially when we talking about women, we always have to come with the, now I'm not saying,
right,
you know what I'm saying, that your ass stink, but I'm just saying it's some stinky asses out there. It's like that's how we got to do it. And it's like, but y'all understand when you talk about men, you will say, you know, let's say, goddamn it, black men are known to be athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But every black man knows that every black man is not athletic.
Right.
But it's complimentary.
Right.
So we accept the generalization. But when it's something negative, we don't want to hear it. And it's like, no, criticism is criticism.
Right.
A generalization is a generalization. If you got a problem with one, you got to have a problem with both. That's just that's just logically speaking.
Yep.
Like you can't be against generalities, but only like it when it's in your favor. That's bullshit.
Right. And like they say, on the hit dog holler.
They barking out here.
You know what I'm saying? So if you part of that group that he talking about, maybe you should reassess some things, men or women.
Facts.
So it's just, you got to be able to understand where he coming from on a lot of his points. And see, bringing up the fact that we not fanboys of Kevin Samuels, we disagree with some things that he say.
Yeah.
But because we disagree with it, that don't mean we about to argue with a bunch of men that's riding his dick.